In my lots of research, and that's why I'm now writing my book, is to explain this in a slightly different way so that people would enjoy, hopefully, reading my book and all the experiences I've had overseas to prove what I'm talking about. And I feel like I know what I'm talking about, and if you don't like it, you know the off button. Yeah, my humour, disgusting, isn't it? So we're at the end of a cycle, and what happens is we're not getting to that higher level of consciousness, of understanding. How many of you have gone out to the sky lately and looked at the sky? I know the other day I put a video on. Honestly, it was just like, where the hell am I? The clouds were not moving, and I've had a few people out there with me where we get outside, align a star or something, or what I did the other day with clouds, and just watch the clouds. And clouds move. They don't stay stationary because the Earth's moving. So either A, those clouds are a hell of a long way off Earth, or we're getting to that 0 point. Now this 0 point is where we can flip from third dimension to fifth dimension. So, you know, I'm not going to get bogged down with the fourth and the, you know, the sixth dimension. So from third you go through the fourth out to the fifth. So we could actually just show you that a little bit by saying how the different dimensions go, as above so below. Here's another way of looking at it, which I'm sure some of you see. Who's done maths? I got excited at maths. So let's say this is fifth dimension, and this is third, fifth. Okay, so we go on third. This is fourth. So as we're going from third, going up through the fourth to get to the fifth, this is where I'm going to say we're at. And this is where you can either decide to go down or go up. And I've had that experience on the desert road now 4 times. There are portals in this planet that you can hook into that will help you have these experiences. Meditation's also a good one. But what's stopping us ascending? Well, folks, it's not about what you do for a living, how much money's in your account, what house you live in, what country you live in. It's got nothing to do about that. It's about the individual soul. And as I said, let's say God, whoever, the creator, was just a big, huge ball of light. And it exploded in billions and trillions of little particles of light. And in those particles, you are an essence. You are a particle of that essence. So you are, let's say, God. And you're trying to get back to the source, which is going up. So understand that you're an essence of God. So we have that essence within us. We can create the new illusion. And there will come a time one day when we will flip over and not come back. And I mean, like on the desert road, when I was sitting there in absolute shock and then awe of what I was experiencing, that it was becoming more and more difficult for me to come back to this level of consciousness. But we've got work to do, friends, and it's time for you to wake up. Because I'm going to push your butt, because I want that 51%, and it's going to tip us over into another dimension. And some see ghosts, say they're on a different dimension. The earthbound ones are the maybe down in number 2 dimension if you're looking at the ladder. But don't forget the ladder goes that way, not up and down. So we've got work to do. And if you read the Bible and any of your history books and listen to these amazing programs on National Geographic and what have you, and Morgan Freeman's doing his best to bring in the information on his way. We're getting there, and it's getting exciting. I just can't believe sometimes, where the hell am I? And they say 80% of people in a mental home are actually psychic, but didn't know how to utilize it. So friends, I'm here because I'm karmic. I can remember being a part of Atlantis and also Lemuria. And there is vivid in my mind is what I did yesterday or a couple of days ago. It's like, people ask me, what did you do last week? I'm sitting there thinking, shit, I can't remember a bloody thing. Am I getting Alzheimer's? Bugger. But on the other hand, I can remember vividly my life on spacecrafts. I can remember vividly being part of the end of a cycle where we had to re-educate humanity, and that was in Yaxchilin. I can remember being part of Lemuria where I was in Sedona. I can remember so much that it's amazing I'm still sane, but then my family might think otherwise. But at the end of the day, it's about you. What do you believe in? What do you think? Do you believe we're going to heaven on earth? You've heard that? Or hell on earth? I've seen that too, and I tell you what, that scared the daylights out of me when I wandered around Auckland and saw the future where people were being raped. There was a lot of violence, a lot of people absolutely scared stiff. It's like they were robbing the shops of all the food. They didn't know what had happened. It was horrendous, it was horrific, and I came out, I thought it was one of my worst nightmares, and it was just a regression or a meditation. But I've had 4 goes of seeing heaven on earth, and it's just like a click of the eye. And some people are going to say, where the hell am I, like I did the first time on the desert road? Until I realize where I've been flipped into. That, my friend, is how simple it's going to be. But to get that level, you have to raise your consciousness to be a beautiful person. That is about love. It's not about what courses you do or how many of these videos you're going to watch of me spouting out my truth. It's not about the books you read or what countries you visit. It's about you, what's inside of you. Can you actually say that you're a nice person? And yeah, we're human. We can have our angry days and our bitchy days. We can have our bad hair days, as I call them. But at the end of the day, when the time comes, what side of the fence are you going to be on? On the 5th or below, back into 3rd, to help humanity regurgitate back into some sort of civilization. I saw in 99 these little tiny bubble cars all around Earth with a lady, I won't mention names, but she's out there, she's pretty well known, but her and I, we saw this Earth in 5th dimension. Now if I'd seen it, I would have thought imagination, but having 2 of us seen the same thing in Auckland, where'd that come from? I also believe in Akhenaten. He's pretty full on with me. He says he's from the 26th dimension, the 4th frequency. So in the keyboard from C to C, you've got the black key, so they're like frequencies. So from C to C is a dimension, and then you've got the other keys in between, the frequency. So he says he came down, and his story is Moses. So that's the 3rd part of my book, is where I've been researching to prove beyond doubt that yes, he was Moses. Because remember, I was a little 10-year-old slave, and he took me into the home because he kind of found my humour, my vibrancy interesting. And I remember my life with him until the day he found out that his life was in danger. So you know the story of Moses. If you read your Bible, Moses crept out under the cover of darkness because he originally was Moses. He came to do a job, and that job was, like a few others, to bring in the new DNA so that we can have this ascension experience. We've been set up, friends, and you as a soul chose to come and have it. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to talk to you. You can email me on speedwell, SPEDWELL, @extra.co.nz. I also Skype, and I have meditation classes that I'm needing to get a hall because it's getting so chocker. I'm getting to get to a point where I can't wait to go over to that fifth dimension and not have to come back. It's all about love, friends. It's not about what you do. It's about being a very nice human being, loving everything that you can, compassion, understanding, because we can't even judge. And one day I might tell you a story about, I might do this after it's seen I'm into the mood of it, about a story where I learned a lot about non-judging people. So I hope you've enjoyed this wee video, and that's my truth. And hopefully you will sit back and think about it, and you'll either accept it or reject it. It doesn't matter. It's about just being a nice person. So I'm going to wish you all a most amazing, beautiful day. God bless you. Love you. Yeah. God.